Former Georgia Congresswoman Stacey Abrams is best known for her close run for Georgia governor in 2018.
I am honored to have been the first Black woman to be the gubernatorial nominee for a major party. I ran for governor not for the title. I wanted to do the work. Even if you don't get the prize, that doesn't mean you didn't make progress. I've tried to make certain that every moment since that election has been a testament to why I ran.
And Stacey Abrams has been busy increasing civic engagement, social justice, and voting rights activism all across the country. She is a lawyer, a politician, an entrepreneur, and an author, and she's touring the country to talk to citizens. And her next stop is here, right here in Detroit on Thursday, and you're invited. I'll be moderating the one-on-one. It's a one and a half hour conversation with Stacey Abrams, and I had a chance to chat with her for a preview.
Why Detroit?
Detroit is one of those cities that sits at the intersection of so many of the important discussions we're having in our nation. The conversation about COVID and how we address those communities that have been disadvantaged or marginalized, the continuing fallout from elections, conversations about growth and infrastructure. Detroit has created some of the most enduring logos and products and brands in our nation's history. And how do we make certain that this generation and the next continue that work?
Do you have any Detroit connections?
My most original connection to Detroit was my college roommate, who made certain I knew the difference between Castech and Renaissance.
She's also hired a lot of Detroiters. Some of Abrams' closest and most trusted staff members over the years hail from Detroit, too.
My chief of staff was from Detroit when I first began as minority leader. One of my chief lieutenants during my campaign was from Detroit. So I have very strong Detroit ties.
Even with our love for Detroit-style pizza.
I've been told many times how important the pizza is.
So Detroit-style pizza, you're on board with that then?
I believe in pizza as a fundamental obligation of humanity, and I think Detroit has done a remarkable job with its version.
Another fundamental for Abrams is voting rights and civic engagement.
For most people, it's not about politics, it's about their lives. And the most effective way to engage someone is to connect the dots, to ensure that they understand what's happening, who's responsible, and how you can make it better. I care about voting rights not simply for the act of casting a ballot, but because it's my right and my opportunity to have a voice in what happens next. In 2019, my organization Fair Fight worked very, very hard in Georgia, but we actually went to 20 states around the country, including Michigan, that served as ground zero for modern voter suppression. And we worked hard with your new governor at the time, with Governor Whitmer and with Secretary of State Benson, to ensure access to the ballot for every voter.
And now Abrams believes new voting laws are putting that access at risk.
This is not about who won or lost in 2020. This is about who voted. People who were expected to stay home showed up. They voted by mail. They used drop boxes. They got engaged. But there are others who think that the wrong people voted, and their mission is to restrict who has access.
So talk about the other hot topic across our nation as it relates to women, the abortion law and what happened in Texas.
The Texas law is an abomination. We know that other states are now looking to this bounty hunter model to put out bounties on women, to put their lives in danger and to put their freedom and their autonomy at risk. I'm deeply disappointed in our Supreme Court in refusing to take action.
What do you hope to accomplish here?
What I really want is I want a conversation. I think the best civic engagement comes from actually spending time understanding what questions are out there, what concerns are raging, but also hearing about what people want and dream about, because that helps inform who I am and what I do.
And Stacey Abrams says that she is an open book and open to not only any of my questions, but will take questions from the audience as well. So what's the event and how can you come? A conversation with Stacey Abrams takes place tomorrow on Thursday at the Detroit Opera House. Tickets are still available through Ticketmaster, ranging from $29 to $89. Now, you do have to be fully vaccinated for at least 10 days or have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of the event and bring the proper documentation of each for entry with your ticket.